So following the back-to-back nerfs, Grinding Gear Games finally set out the hugest buff patch of the entire early access so far. And this tackles a ton of issues and concerns players were having. This includes dodge roll changes so players get less stuck, checkpoint changes for players to teleport on the map, unlucky drop protection, map mod changes, currency changes, and overall just a ton of buffs to make the game feel significantly better. These are some changes a lot of players been asking for, and it looks like we're going to be getting it sooner than we thought. I don't want to waste any more time, let's dive right on into the patch. Alright, so this patch is called Addressing Your Early Access Post-Launch Feedback. This will be linked down in the description. Go check it out if you want to see this. Hello everyone. The launch weekend has been a blast. We really enjoy seeing all of you get your hands on the game and finally try out the project we've been working on for so long. But now that launch weekend is over, it's time for us to look at the feedback and make some changes. There are a lot of things coming. The list in this post are some of the things we felt needed to be more urgently addressed. Some of these changes have already been deployed without a realm restart, others will be deployed in an upcoming patch. So first off will be dodge roll changes. A lot of players have expressed frustration about being trapped in by monsters. While this is intended that the monster are able to trap and kill you, we felt that the frequency of this was a little too high. We will be deploying the following changes in an upcoming patch. Player size will be now set to 0 units while dodge rolling instead of 1 unit. Some smaller monsters can be pushed while dodge rolling. This includes monsters such as the Adorned Beetle and Keth. This should result in getting trapped left often. Note you are still able to be trapped. A player size of a 0 can still not phase through monsters, but it can get through even the smallest of gaps between them. Next we have checkpoint changes. A lot of players have been reporting that this has been tedious to retrend the areas of the map in order to get back to objectives that they already found. We will be deploying the following changes in the upcoming patch. Clicking on a checkpoint will allow you to teleport to other checkpoints in the area that are explored on your minimap. Checkpoints have been added to all entrances and exits of the zone to allow for teleportation. A checkpoint has been added to the midpoint of the first dungeon area. We will be making further adjustments to checkpoints as we continue to gather feedback. Item changes. One of the major problems that players have been experiencing is feeling that the game is not rewarding enough. This is an area that we have to be very careful when adjusting because it's very hard to reduce drops if we increase them by too much. We have identified a few key areas that we believe will significantly improve the experience the players are having. Rare monster changes. We felt that the rare monsters were not rewarding enough. This didn't affect the campaign as much because there are more unique bosses, increasing the overall amounts of drops. But it's especially noticeable when playing in the endgame where unique monsters are less common. In particular, the rewards that you're getting from the increased difficulty of rares weren't lining up. We have deployed the following changes. Rarity bonuses per rare mod are doubled, 10% quality bonus per rare mod, increase the chance of rare mods inherently having more modifiers as you progress through the endgame. These changes will cause rare monsters to naturally scale up as you get higher levels because the number of mods a monster can have increases throughout the campaign and into the endgame. In addition, many other forms of map juicing will directly or indirectly cause rare monsters to have more mods as well, increasing the rewards of these other mechanics too. Also note that the changes below to make sure each map have a minimum number of rares, which will also increase the average number of rare mods, and thus increasing drop rates further. Currency changes. We felt that players were not getting enough certain currencies either in the early game or to sustain adding mods to map. We have deployed the following changes. Regal Orb drops increased by 40%, disenchanting of 6 mod rares to give 2 Regal Shards instead of 1, Lesser Jeweler Orbs drop rate increased by 33%, reduce the drop rate of Chaos Orbs slightly as they are less valued and so it doesn't consume the rare currency drop pool. This caused currency such as Exalted Orb to increase somewhat. Gem Cutter Prism drop rates increased by 500%. Holy, I only seen one, so that's understandable. And Gem Cutter Prism now increase quality on gems by 5% instead of 1. Map mod changes. Like with rares, we felt that players were not being rewarded enough for the difficulty that being added by map mods. We have significantly increased the value of all prefix map mods. We have changed all map prefixes mods, but some example changes we have deployed are: rarity mods have been increased by 2.5 times. Quality mods have had extra rarity added to them. This is now in a later patch. We removed the bottom tier of some mods. You are much more likely to roll modifiers that affect drop or pack size rather than less useful mods. In addition, we have identified some areas are not being affected by the increased number of monster pack mod as they should be. We will be fixing these maps to work correctly in a later patch. Unlucky drop protection. One of the major issues we have identified are outliers unlucky drops. A single unique boss drop badly, especially early on, can significantly affect your character. We have deployed the following changes. No more than 50% of all unique monster bosses can be gold. Act bosses and map bosses will drop at least one rare. The first of these changes is more significant than the first it appears because players can't see the difference between normal and rare gold piles. You will get more equipment and currency items, which can take more advantage of the rarity increase that unique monsters provide. Click to move. There was an issue where the move only command was name locking. This would often result in your character confusingly attacking in an unexpected direction while holding down the action. We have deployed the following changes. Move only no longer name locks. In-game maps. A concern for players in in-game map is accidentally missing rare monsters. In addition, many maps did not have the number of rare monsters that they should have had. We will be making the following changes in the upcoming patch. Rare monsters now appear on the minimap, where there are 200 monsters remaining instead of 50. Many maps have had additional rare monsters added to them to make sure that there are a minimum number in every map type. Over the coming weeks, we will be continuing to work on the map layouts and monster density issues in maps. In conclusion, we'll be posting patch notes for these changes when they are deployed. For a full list of what just been deployed, check out the patch notes here. There are still a lot more changes to come. These aren't just some of the changes that are fast for us to make. We'll be continuing to monitor feedback and adjust things as we go. First off, I want to say these are some very positive changes and things that I really want to see. The dodge roll changes is pretty massive. I still think there's a lot of work to be done about the collision and phasing, but I think this is a step in the right direction. The extreme vast majority of my deaths have been from being trapped and stuck, and I think it's significantly way too frequent, just like they said. The checkpoint changes are nice. I hate the walking back. We don't have a lot of move speed. If you do have move speed boots and things like that, it's still very tedious. The checkpoint changes are big, and I'm glad that they're prioritizing this. The item changes, especially the things when it comes to the drops, are true. One of my friends got a crossbow and he was able to blaze the first act. I didn't get anything rare, and it took me a long time to finish some of the content. The RNG in this was really ridiculous, and I'm glad that they're changing it. The currency drops is a really big positive. The numbers makes a lot of sense. I've seen one gem cutter prism in my entire playthrough. I've seen enough chaos orbs, some regal orbs. The drop rates are not great. I'm not a fan of the gem cutter prism quality increase because I feel like that makes the gemling a little bit less valuable. But yeah, really cool. Map mod changes, great. I haven't done too much mapping, but great. The unlucky drop protection is going to help the campaign significantly, so I'm hoping players who are coming into the game and like in the campaign just getting the drops, it will help them a lot more so that they're not like dying as much. That's really big. And then the click to move, I die a lot because of the weird animations or things not firing or the click to moving being really weird. Glad to see that they're making changes about this. This is really positive. Overall, that is all the changes. Let me know down in the comments what you think about them. Do some of these changes solve some of the major issues you have with Path of Exile 2? What do you like, what you don't like? Just let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys all for being here. Don't forget to like as well as subscribe. I'll be streaming on Twitch later today if you want to come check it out. I stream every day. And yeah, just like that, guys, I'll see you in the next video very soon.